Don't stop.
You make me wanna say, oh, oh,
Come here, rude boy.
oh my God.
We gotta fight. Oh, baby, baby.
Hey guys, it's NDS Online admin, and today I'm going to work on this podcast. The main two topics I'm going to talk about is the website closing and Muse 7 Service Pack 1 that is coming out soon. Okay, so the website closing is obviously our number one priority right now. And we thought that after the Nintendo 3DS was released, we would then stop updating the website, but due to the increase of 3DS information and the increase of more popular website visits, such as IGN GameSpot, they are obviously making our website visits decrease, which in the long run is not easy or good for us. So we have announced that January 14th, 2011 will be our last day of updates and support. We've made it through tough times though. We've nearly lost the entire website to a hacker, and Pixel almost failed on us. But we pulled through, but competing with other websites is just not possible for us to do. So, if you read the latest news update, you'll know that we started talking about the website's history. And to be exact, I opened the website myself, just me, on January 14th, 2008, and I originally named it Nintendo DS Information. After a couple months, I started to realize that the URL typing in it nintendodsinformation.pixo.com is just too long, so I shortened it to just DS Info. And actually, I haven't told anybody about this before, so this is a podcast that's special. That I originally tried to get the name NDS Online for October 1st, but the name was taken at the time. And it wasn't until October 1st that the name became available. And as soon as it was available, I just took right over the URL. And obviously, NDS Online is where we stand today. The second biggest thing in the website's history is obviously our programs that we've designed. Now, if some of you remember, back in December, we started a program and we gave it away called the Blue Waves Remix Player, which is a simple media player that was both fast and easy to use. But we soon scratched the idea and thought, what if we had a media player built into a web browser? Because no web browser on the internet had a media player built right into it. So that's what we did, and sure enough, we ended up coming out with a web browser called Musid. Now, Musid was only basically Muse 1, and we decided to change the name because it was too confusing to say. So we just shortened it, cut off the B to simply Muse. And in February, that is when we did change it, and Muse 2 was released, which featured the media player built right into it, and also it featured tabs, which was obviously the biggest step in Muse history. And back if you remember, Muse 4 was originally supposed to be the last version of Muse that is going to be released, but unfortunately, Muse 4 Free, and Muse 4 Pro, and Muse 4 Lite, there were too many programs running at the same time. So what we did was we combined them all into one program, which ended up being Muse 5, and sure enough, it was a big success. Muse 6, the biggest change that it had was the new all-in-one menu bar, and then Muse 7 came along. And when Muse 7 came out, there were a lot of things that changed, such as new text font and logos, new icon, which, as you might be able to tell or not, the new Muse icon is slightly more vibrant, which everybody seems to give positive feedback about. Built-in Chita bar called Chita Links. Transparency, so you can make the entire window transparent in Windows Vista and Windows 7 only, as long as you have Windows Arrow enabled. There are new themes that you can download straight from the website for free. Direct Adobe Flash Player download, that is only in Muse 7. And support for HTML5. And some of you might have got confused by that. Muse 7 does include some support for HTML5, maybe about 40%. Muse 7 Service Pack 1 will include complete 100% support for HTML5. All you have to do is install Internet Explorer 9, Beta, Final if it ever comes out, which obviously it will. And that's the biggest feature in Muse 7 Service Pack 1, support for HTML5. The built-in MSN status changer, so right within Muse 7 Service Pack 1, you can change your MSN status. No information is given out. All it does is simply change your status. And the new home icon. And we have removed the Adobe Direct Download, Adobe Flash Direct Download, as the link is no longer available. And I'm also going to quickly touch up on Muse Workspace and exactly what is it. What Muse Workspace is it is a program we have designed based off the coding of Muse. Obviously we've changed it around a bit. And what it does is it features a media player for playing video or music files, playlists, whatever, a notepad, a calendar, and a calculator. Now you might be sitting there thinking, why would I want all of these when I already have them all as separate programs? What it'll do is if you're running a netbook mainly, it will minimize the number of programs you have open, which means that the overall performance and speed will not be affected. And also it's easy for taking quick notes. You can save current notepad files, open existing notepad files, and it is a very handy program to use. You can make it transparent, just like Muse 7 was. The entire window is transparent, obviously except for the media player, notepad, calculator, and calendar. And you can also launch Muse directly from it. And about Muse Workspace Suite 2, we are working on it. However, we cannot confirm whether it will or will not be released. But the biggest feature that we plan to put into Muse Workspace Suite 2 is that the applications will be tabbed, which will still combine them all in one program, but also give you more room for the notepad and media player. And if it does get released, we hope to have it out by the end of 2010. So that is all for this podcast. We realized that Podcast 5 was literally just released, but there were a couple features that I just wanted to touch on again. And obviously that big announcement at the beginning where the website will no longer be updated after January 14th, 2011. However, we do have a couple employees who think they could take on the challenge of keeping it updated. However, that will be my last day of updating the website. Thank you for listening to NDS Online Podcast number 6. Have a good day.
Like when I was like, baby, don't stop.